Kerry says U.S. will sign UN treaty on arms regulation despite lawmaker opposition. What's going on, guys? Make Electric. It is Tuesday, June the 4th, 2013. This out yesterday from Fox News. Secretary of State John Kerry said Monday that the Obama administration would sign a controversial UN treaty on arms regulation, despite bipartisan resistance in Congress from members concerned it could lead to new gun control measures in the United States. I'm quite certain it will. The article goes on. I'll put a link to it from Fox News. Back it up with one from USA Today. More than 65 countries signed landmark arms trade treaty. One more link on this. Are you ready for its video on this topic? Alert U.S. to sign arms trade treaty. She does such a better job at doing this than I ever could. And she goes into in depth about what this means. Please check her video out. More global, whatever you want to call it, control, New World Order. Does it surprise anyone? Now, I want to talk about Turkey for a minute. Imagine what it would look like in Turkey with these protests if all of these protesters had a Glock on their hip or an AR-15 on their shoulder. Do you think the police would be cracking heads the way they are? I'm going to put a link to this iReport. Strangely enough, CNN iReport. This iReport is not available. Check this out. This iReport, which claimed that police in Istanbul had used Agent Orange against protesters, has been removed. CNN reporters there have seen no indication of this. Well, I guess we'll take CNN's reporters' word for it. But just an interesting note, someone did report that they were using Agent Orange on protesters. I'll put a link to that. Hopefully that notice is still up. Check it out. One more link on that. Turkish protesters, unprecedented violence. The security forces in Turkey are just unleashing on the people. Do these security forces not realize who they're working for or what they are protecting? Take note. Take close note as it happened in Egypt, Tunisia, Turkey now. People are fed up. You know, this all started with some sort of dispute over a park that the city was trying to dismantle and build something in its place. One of the last parks there, something like that. And then it grew into something that, well, look at it. You know? You got the cops plowing people down with water cannons. All kinds of other nonsense. Watch the video from CNN. CNN's actually reporting on the police state. More tyranny to give you here. Obama's war on the Constitution. Good right up here. President who first campaigned to claim to love the Constitution is now the document's biggest threat. I highly agree. This is posted May 28, 2013. And heads up, the week ahead, Bilderberg 2013 comes to Grove Hotel. I know Alex Jones is covering this. I believe Luke Radowski is going to cover it. More to follow on that. I don't know the times and all that, but I'll put a link to this from The Guardian. It's got some information on it. Bilderberg 2013. You know what that means. They're going to get together and decide what they're going to do next. What, you know, they're setting the chessboard. You know how it goes. Let's see. Got a bizarre story here dealing with firearms. Police selling firearms from Buyback program. A police department in the Chicago suburbs said some of the guns obtained from a Buyback program will be sold back to licensed dealers. Somehow that just doesn't sound right to me. Gun Buyback program, guns sold back to licensed dealers. Okay, that from WND. Shout out to Temple, Texas. Many armed supporters march in Temple gun rally. Armed march in Temple, Texas. I'll put a link to this from kcntv.com. Also, one more link. TheShowmebby was there from here on YouTube. He's got a 30-minute video of the events. This all stemmed from the military member that was arrested, him and his son walking down the road, that thing. That guy makes a speech, and also the armed march is covered in Show Me's video, so I highly recommend you check it out, just to hear that guy's speech, if nothing else, because it's something else. Anyway, just some links I wanted to give you today. Apparently, Kerry says we're going to sign the arms trade treaty. That will no doubt lead to a further police state, a further global control grid. You know, the fact that the UN somehow has power to supersede the United States Constitution is beyond me. Your thoughts? I'll put the links below. Please rate this video. Please share the information. Make people aware of this stuff, man, before it's too late. You know, a disarmed populace equals minimal resistance. And that's exactly what they're trying to do. You guys take care, stay safe. I will see you on the next one.